In today's show, Bitcoin stable at $19,000 despite the Bank of England's 50 basis point interest rate hike. And breaking news just in, Russian Central Bank and Ministry of Finance agree on draft bill on use of Bitcoin and crypto in international trade, as well as more breaking news. France's third largest bank now offers Bitcoin services to institutions, as well as Middle Eastern Payments Gateway enables 5,000 merchants to accept Bitcoin. In Bahrain, now for an interesting fact, the number of possible Bitcoin addresses is larger than all the known stars in the universe. Also be sharing the latest update from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock-to-flow model, as well as more breaking news. JP Morgan CEO calls crypto decentralized Ponzi schemes. That's right, while testifying before the U.S. lawmakers, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon referred to himself as a major skeptic on crypto tokens that you call currency like Bitcoin, labeling them as decentralized Ponzi schemes. And Max Keiser responded, Jamie pukes blood as his fiat ship of fools sinks into the muck of their own making. Bitcoin fixes our Jamie problem. And Willy Woo's response, Bitcoin says to JP Morgan, fiat is the centralized pyramid scheme, flowing money from the bottom to the top, which are the bankers licensed to dilute the money supply and charge interest on it. Also in today's show, analysts who called the May 2021 Bitcoin collapse says Bitcoin is in an opportunity zone despite market uncertainty. Quoting Dave the Wave, extended sideways range forming within the buy zone, would like to see held. And he also shares the last Bitcoin model standing, which is the logarithmic growth curves since 2018. Also in today's show, Coin Bureau host warns of a turbulent winter ahead for the crypto markets, says high rates could pummel Bitcoin. Quoting him here, now the higher interest rates climb, the less attractive risky assets like stocks and especially crypto will be to investors. The likelihood of further sell-offs is why many are now predicting that Bitcoin can fall to as low as $12,000 in the coming months, which sure as heck makes our current struggles around $18,000 look almost joyful by comparison. Also in today's show, Bitcoin will eat into the global finance until it's $1 million per coin, as Max Keiser shares here. Check it out.
The total addressable market for Bitcoin would be $400 trillion. That's the total sum of the global financialized world. Bitcoin will eat that, essentially. So we're going to see a lot higher prices, $1 million, $2 million per Bitcoin.
We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. So if you like receiving daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell to turn on all notifications. Will Smith that like button and drop a comment right down below, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. And today's episode is brought to you by BlockFi, the #1 leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. And did you know you can get up to $1,000 in Bitcoin when you buy, sell, or trade crypto with BlockFi using my referral link in the description right down below. Now, another flagship product of theirs is their BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card, where you can get an unlimited 1.5% back in crypto on everything you buy. And the best part, there are no annual fees, no foreign transaction fees, and you can see if you are approved with no impact to your credit score. Also love their trading platform because you can buy and sell and trade all the top cryptos, including USD-based stablecoins through their BlockFi app. You can do instant trades via ACH. You can trade 24/7, as well as set up repeat trades to automate your crypto portfolio. So go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below. Claim your free bonus of up to $1,000 in Bitcoin today, and let's get this crypto, shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, and welcome to podcast episode number 1053 of the Crypto News Alerts pod. Now, attempting to fight raging inflation, now the Bank of England has raised their interest rates by 50 basis points just today. Bitcoin price remains stable without any significant volatility, unlike what happened yesterday when the Fed did the same. That's right, the United States Fed raised rates by 0.75%, which is the fifth hike in 2022. Now, the inflation rates in many countries skyrocketed in the past several months, and the UK is no exception. The percentage there neared 10% for the month of August, levels not seen in several decades. So therefore, the central bank and the Bank of England have used primarily one tool to try to battle the galloping inflation by increasing interest rates. In fact, we even had Biden come out and say inflation is only up by an inch, as if that's any comparable metric, right? Now, the latest hike came earlier today as the institution raised the key interest rate by another 0.5% to 2.25%. Although this is slightly below most expectations, the current level is the highest it has been since the 2008 crisis, which birthed Bitcoin. So shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, yesterday, the U.S. Federal Reserve, as I shared, did something similar, but the interest rate hike there was 75 basis points, which is 0.75%, and that had a profound effect on Bitcoin's price as the asset's volatility brought it down to nearly a 3-month low. Now, the Bank of England's action didn't impact the primary crypto, at least for now, as it stands calm at around $19,000 at the time of this recording. And interestingly, when the European Central Bank increased its key interest rates, Bitcoin remained stable as well. Now, for some breaking news just in, Russian Central Bank and Ministry of Finance agree on draft bill on the use of Bitcoin and crypto in international trade. Let's freaking go. As well as France's third largest bank now offers Bitcoin services to institutions. That's right, the new offerings will allow asset manager customers of the bank to offer Bitcoin and crypto funds in a simple and adapted manner within the European regulatory framework. And more breaking news, Middle Eastern Payments Gateway enables 5,000 merchants to accept Bitcoin in Bahrain. That's right, they just partnered with Binance. So the Central Bank of Bahrain gives a nod to EasyPay, launching crypto payments for more than 5,000 payment gateways in the country. Mass Bitcoin adoption and Bitcoin game theory in full effect. Let's freaking go. And now for an interesting fact, the number of possible Bitcoin addresses is larger than all the known stars in the universe. And as Plan B shares here, my first Bitcoin investment was in 2015-2016 at about $400, 2 years after I read the Bitcoin white paper in 2013. My second investment was in 2018-2019 at the bottom of the bear market at around $4,000 at the time when I published the stock to flow model. And my third investment is now at about $20,000. And before I break down next story of the day, JP Morgan CEO calls crypto the centralized Ponzi schemes. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. You can see Bitcoin correcting down 2% for the day, trading at about 18,900 at the time of this recording. We have Ether down 5.6%, trading just above $1,200, while XRP is still breaking out, up almost 10% for the day, trading at 44 cents, while Binance Coin and Solana are correcting and in the red. But all right, now let's break down our next breaking story of the day. While testifying before the U.S. lawmakers, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon referred to himself as a major skeptic on crypto tokens that you can call currency like Bitcoin, labeling them as decentralized Ponzi schemes. Interesting take from Jamie Dimon, isn't it? He was asked what keeps him from being more active in the crypto space during an oversight hearing held by the House Financial Services Committee on Wednesday. He emphasized that he sees value in blockchain, decentralized finance, ledgers, smart contracts, and tokens that do something, but then proceeded to blast crypto tokens that are identified as currencies. And when asked for his thoughts about the draft U.S. stablecoin bill, Dimon said he believes that there is nothing wrong with stablecoins that are properly regulated and that the regulation should be similar to what money market funds are subject to. But let's not forget, he once described Bitcoin as a fraud and has reiterated in the past that he has no interest in backing the sector on a personal level, and he has softened his stance on crypto on occasion, once highlighting that it can serve important use cases at times such as cross-border payments. But despite Dimon's views on the crypto space, JP Morgan has already entered the blockchain technology space. The financial giant launched its own in-house stablecoin, JPM Coin, in October of 2020, the first crypto backed by a U.S. bank, which was aimed at increasing settlement efficiency. And after a week of rolling out the coin, the bank launched a new business division dedicated to blockchain technology called Onyx. And since then, the Onyx platform has been utilized by large institutional customers for round-the-clock global payments. So don't do as they say, watch what they do, especially snakes in the grass. Now, JP Morgan also became the first major bank in the metaverse following the opening of its virtual lounge in the blockchain-based world, the Decentraland, back in February. The move followed a report that was released by the firm, which referred to the metaverse as a $1 trillion opportunity. And JP Morgan has been hiring new staff to push into the blockchain and crypto space, most recently announcing on September 9th that it has hired former Microsoft executive to be its senior payments executive. Campton is expected to help JP Morgan explore blockchain tech, given his LinkedIn bio shows he worked on crypto-related payment methods. And during the hearing, the lawmakers also asked other top U.S. bank CEOs whether they had plans to finance crypto mining, and Citigroup CEO, Bank of America CEO, and the Wells Fargo CEO all suggested that their banks had no intentions of doing so. So there you have it. And now for Max Keiser's response, Jamie pukes blood as his fiat ship of fools sinks into the muck of their own making. Bitcoin fixes our Jamie problem. Touche. And on-chain analyst Willy Woo responded, Bitcoin says to JP Morgan, fiat is a centralized pyramid scheme flowing money from the bottom to the top, which are the bankers licensed to dilute the money supply and charge interest on it. Facts. And before I break down next story of the day, analysts who called the May 2021 Bitcoin collapse says Bitcoin is in the opportunity zone despite market uncertainty. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting at $934 billion with about $98 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. The current Bitcoin dominance is 39.5%, with the Ether dominance on the decline at 17.2%. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Algorand leading the pack, up 16%, trading at 37.5 cents, followed by Decred, up 14%, trading at $27.52, followed by Celsius, up about 13%, trading at $1.63. And now checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the past week, you can see most of them are in a sea of red with a handful in the green, including XRP, still up 33.6% for the week. We have Chili's up 27% and Algorand up 23.5%. And checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we are currently rated at 22 out of 100 in extreme fear. Yesterday at 23, last week at 28, and last month at 28 in fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That could be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. A popular crypto analyst known for calling the Bitcoin May 2021 collapse says Bitcoin is still in the buy zone despite the sputtering market. That's right, the synonymous trader known as Dave the Wave tells his 126,000 Twitter followers that Bitcoin is in an extended sideways range within the buy zone. As he shares here, extended sideways range forming within the buy zone would like to see held. And the analyst also notes Bitcoin's monthly moving average convergence divergence, which is the MACD, looking bullish. The MACD is a trend-based momentum indicator that depicts the relationship between two moving averages of an asset and is used by traders to pinpoint reversals. Quoting him here, the monthly MACD did wonders for predicting the top. Histogram is now as overextended as previously and on a similar time range, bullish for optimal buying as opposed to buying the top. And Dave the Wave argues that his logarithmic growth curve model is the last Bitcoin model standing, and the analyst says that the model has predicted Bitcoin's price range since 2018. And as we take a closer look at this chart that he shares, you can see the Bitcoin price going on up to about that $520,000 mark around the year 2030. Let's freaking go. And before I break down next story of the day, Coin Bureau host warns of turbulent winter ahead for the crypto markets. It says high rates could pummel Bitcoin, as well as Bitcoin will eat into the global finance until it's $1 million per coin, says Max Keiser. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,300 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. And if you're not already subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that bell icon, turn on all notifications, Will Smith, that like button, and drop a comment below. And if you're not tuned into the pod, what are you doing? Check us out on Spotify as well as Apple's iTunes and Google Play. You can also find us all across social media from crypto Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and TikTok. So wherever you're at, be sure to plug in and follow me there. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. The host of Coin Bureau is warning that interest rate hikes will negatively impact crypto assets. He tells his 80,000 YouTube subs that Bitcoin can drop by over 35% from the current level as interest rates rise. Quoting him here, now the higher rates climb, the less attractive risky assets like stocks and especially crypto will be to investors. The likelihood of further sell-offs is why many are now predicting that Bitcoin can fall to as low as $12,000 in the coming months, which sure as heck makes our current struggles around $18,000 look almost joyful by comparison. And according to the Coin Bureau host, the anticipated 0.75% rate hike by the Fed could already be priced in which it is, which he says can lower the chances of Bitcoin dropping by over 35%. And he also says that the rates could be raised by a higher figure based on a tool used to forecast the Fed's interest interest rate decisions, which is called the Fed Watch tool. Quoting him here, now there is a good chance that the market has already priced this 75 basis point rate hike, in which would mean a drop to $12,000 is less likely, at least in the next few weeks. However, consider the fact that according to the Fed Watch tool, there is currently a 20% chance that we can see a rate hike of a full 1%. Now that would be the biggest single rate hike in 40 years. And besides interest rate hikes, the Coin Bureau host says Bitcoin is facing other threats such as a negative technical outlook and growing short positions. As he shares here, a lot of institutional short positions have been open for BTC according to data from the CFTC. While those who prefer to trust technical analysis, there isn't much comfort there either, I am afraid. In short, when you are in stocks, crypto, or indeed pretty much anything else, the winter is going to suck. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with his potential $12,000 Bitcoin price floor. And to watch this video he did, Bitcoin 12K, can this really happen? Check the show notes below the video in the description. But all right, now let's break down our final story of the day. In this week's show, host Brian McLennan, joined by Bitcoin pioneers Max Keiser and Stacy Herbert. Bitcoin was born in January of 2009 when the Genesis block was mined by pseudonymous creator Satoshi Nakamoto. This event happened in the wake of the latest global financial crisis, when the declining value of a small set of assets spread rapidly and caused cascading failures amongst interlinked financial institutions across the globe, which we all remember the financial crisis of 2008. Now the world's foremost crypto could be about to taste a new financial crisis, but this time it'll face the storm as a mature asset that has been embraced by institutional as well as retail investors. Stacy Herbert and Max Keiser are renowned for their conviction that Bitcoin will supersede fiat currencies, including the alt-dominant US dollar, which has recently hit 20-year highs. The US dollar currency index, crazy, right? They see its target addressable market as the total sum of global finance and forecast that the digital asset will eat the incumbent financial system until it creates a new paradigm and becomes the reserve asset of the globe, so forming a Bitcoin standard following in the footsteps of gold. But what is their response to Ethereum's transition to a low energy consumption proof of stake method for validating transactions? Or will this not place pressure on Bitcoin to quit its high energy use proof of work consensus mechanism? We all know that energy FUD surrounding Bitcoin is nothing more than FUD, right? Now, also, it is 1 year since El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as legal tender within the country, and Nayib Bukele is rerunning for president once again. So mass media and leading economists around the world are unanimous in their belief that El Salvador's experiment with Bitcoin has been a failure. Bitcoin has fallen almost 70% in value from its all-time high in November of 2021, peaking at around $69,000 per coin.
The total addressable market for Bitcoin would be $400 trillion. That's the total sum of the global financialized world. Bitcoin will eat that, essentially. So we're going to see a lot higher prices, $1 million, $2 million per Bitcoin.
So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding Max Keiser and Stacy Herbert's $1 to $2 million Bitcoin price prediction as Bitcoin will eat into global finance? Let me know in the comments right down below. And to watch this video they did, check the show notes below the video in the description. Now for a quick recap, what I covered with you here in today's show: Bitcoin stable at $19,000 despite the Bank of England's 50 basis point interest rate hike. We also discussed breaking news of JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon calling Bitcoin a decentralized Ponzi scheme, as well as analysts who called the May 2021 Bitcoin collapse says Bitcoin is in the opportunity zone despite market uncertainty. And we also discussed Coin Bureau hosts warning of a turbulent winter ahead for crypto markets, with Bitcoin potentially hitting a bottom of $12,000. We also discussed Max and Stacy's $1 to $2 million Bitcoin price prediction. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode. Ariane wrote, absolutely love the content. I listen to the discussion every day during my walk to get my daily crypto news updates. Well, as always, fam, I appreciate your continued support. Our next featured comment comes from Seriously, You Jest. At $1 million, Saylor would have Bill Gates level monies, not to mention Saylor's personal stack of Bitcoin. You damn straight with 130,000 Bitcoin. Not too shabby. And our third and final featured comment comes from Wayne. Why would any country or any person in the world want to be a slave again to a world reserve currency like the dollar? If you have a choice between a sovereign Bitcoin or a CBDC that can be controlled and used for sanctions, the choice is clear. Choose financial freedom over financial slavery. Enough of this crap is enough. The world needs to move on. Preach, fam. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop a comment right down below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do so right now. Hit that bell icon, turn on all notifications, Will Smith that like button, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.